Welcome to the channel, guys. My name is Danny Malcolm. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's video is all about starting with the end in mind. So what I mean by that is looking at the finish position of the golf swing and how that can inform you whether what's gone on before that is good or whether that could be improved. What you'll see with the professional golfers is they all have slightly different finish positions, but typically they get into that nice classic finish whereby there'll be this sort of look here into the finish position, nice and balanced, and you know that you can tell when you're out on the golf course and you just see someone's finish position, you know whether they're a proficient golfer or not. So guys, I'm going to give you some good cues today. It's really going to help you feel where you need to be, and then some little ideas and feels that you can do to get into that position, some little checkpoints as well. So if we go into the finished position, again, I'm just going to talk you through a couple of key factors to look for. So I'll just hit one here. And so what do you see here, guys? Well, if you look from this front on camera, you'll notice that I'm fully turned to the target. I've got my belt buckle pointing towards the target. From this camera, you'll see my trail foot up on the tiptoe. My shoe, the spikes are pointing back to you guys on the camera there. It's very much straight up. You'll see my thighs are squeezing together, a little bit of pressure there. You'll see I've got a little bit of a tilt to the right with my upper body, a little bit of extension here from this front on camera. You'll see this finish here with my lead arm is this kind of three sides to a box look to it, with the shaft, the forearm and my upper arm, and the club running somewhat through my ears. So those little reference points are really good just to see, do you have some of those elements in the swing, or could you start to add some in? So a lot of players that I see with the finished position, if this relates, you'll be able to see a lot of players are on this back foot. That can be one thing to look for. A lot of players spin their foot too much and they'll be more in this position. That's one thing that I see. So these are little red flags, guys, that you can look for yourself. Another one is not rotating, and from this view you see my pressure points in my thighs aren't there rather than being here. So that's another thing that you'll start to see. The finished position itself, where the club goes, you see a lot of times this club coming down this way, and if the club's in here, typically we'd have swung and slid more towards the target to get into this sort of position. That's a lot of pressure on the back there as I'm doing that. Not good. Another one is when we get too much round all the way here. That again can put a lot of pressure through the back. We don't need to swing that far through, depending on your mobility, of course, but let's play this game for longevity. Let's look after ourselves and play this game for as long as we possibly can. So, you know, that's just a small, I guess, sample of some of the things I would see on a daily basis. And that's not to point out anything against anybody's swing at all, but I'm sure many of you guys can relate or have seen or know some players and friends that get in some of those positions, and they're not typically conducive to good efficient movement and good golf shots. So what I would encourage is working on that finished position as we just discussed. So just putting yourself there. So just move yourself into such position where you've got those key points. So you've got the pressure in your thighs. Almost imagine you've got a T and you're squeezing it in between the middle of your thighs. Imagine, well, see your spikes pointing to the camera, the person behind you there. You've got your pelvis leading, your chest nice and high. You've got a club, you can see in the shadow here actually on this screen, my club's going through my ears. You may need a video or mirror to see this. You'll see that three sides to a box, and you'll see my pelvis working towards a target. And from here, all my pressure, or most of my pressure, pretty much is on my left side. I could almost take that right foot off and still be in balance. So this trains really good balance too. Now from here, what I'd encourage is then working back, almost reverse engineering the swing back and then through, back into that finished position, back and through. And you see as I swing the club through, the club's going to swing and exit through my shoulder, It's going to then come around through my ears. It's nice 3 sides to a box. I'm not overextending my body. Nice and balanced into that finished position. And guys, that's just a great one to train, starting with the end in mind. So reverse engineer again, through, pressure points in my knees, in my thighs, right foot on the tiptoe. Again, if you're back this way, you'll know you've not got this piece, so you want to add that in. Get the pelvis leading, chest nice and high, nice balanced finish, a little bit of a tilt to the side from this view. Here, a lot of players, again, on the follow through, I would see this quite a lot as well, where that upper body is very much over this way. We want to be more extended up, not too much of course, but then not too little at the same time. So finding that nice balance. So it's very important, guys, when you're really looking to improve your technique, to get a little bit more granular on your improvements and what you're looking at. And the better you get as a player, the more proficient, the more granular your improvements will be. So some of you guys here, some of you may see some instant big changes in your swing with some of these ideas, and some of the more skilled players will just make those smaller adjustments just to refine what they're already doing. Now I think my finish is pretty good, but I've even got a lot of work to do on my own finish position. But it's something I always check for. So this tells me that things before are pretty good. Now, of course, you can still hit a poor shot. I could have a good finish position, still hit it out the heel, still hit it out the toe. I could hit it left, I could hit it right. But fundamentally, that move is going to help me be a more consistent golfer, and it's going to help you be a more consistent golfer too, guys. So there we go. There's my little tip for today. Just look at the finished position, start with the end in mind, reverse engineer it, get into that finished position, reverse engineer it back and through. You can even hit shots that way if you wish. And you're just training that movement. And one of the Bruce Lee quotes, fear not the man that's practiced 10,000 kicks once, but fear the man who's practiced one kick 10,000 times. So if you nail that follow through position more and more times, guys, repeatable in a way that's safe for your body and good for longevity, that's got to be a good thing. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Lots more great content to come. And if you'd like some more free tips, click the link below. And I really do look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.